Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Arenavincent back up in here exploring life like always. How is everybody doing out there? I know it's late. It's late, but I'm gonna put in the link to my new podcast, The Arena of Life with Arenavincent. Check it out. It's on Anchor. It's on Apple Podcasts. It's on Google Podcasts. It's on Spotify. It's on Pocket Cast, I think, too. Check it out, y'all. Anytime you can, I'm going to put the link. Arena of Life with your homie Arenavincent podcast. I made my picks. NBA 2021 playoffs round 1 picks. I made them on game day, Saturday morning. I made them, posted the podcast, so there's no cheating, no BS. Because you're going to say, Arenavincent, all the game ones, it's Monday. Game ones are over. You cheating. Nah, I ain't cheating. These are my picks from Saturday morning. Just made a late video. My bad, I almost burped right there. But let's go ahead and get into it. NBA, National Basketball Association playoffs, round 1, predictions, picks. Let's go into it. Eastern Conference. I believe it's the first seed, seed number 1, the Philadelphia 76ers taking on the 8th seed, the Washington Wizards. I'm a Washington Wizards fan. If y'all know me already, been a Wizards fan since Jordan played for them, and I just stuck with them. Your homie Arenavincent is so biased. I'm going to take the Washington Wizards with the upset to defeat the Philadelphia 76ers and move on to round 2. Remember, these are a best of 7 series. First team that wins 4 games moves on to round 2, baby. So there you go. I'm taking the Wizards over the 76ers. Next on the docket is the New Jersey Nets taking on the Boston Celtics. Boo! I don't like Boston. I don't like Jason Tatum. I don't like the Celtics. Period. So again, bias this on this side. I'm taking the New Jersey Nets to take care. My bad. I just call them New Jersey Nets. The Brooklyn Nets. My bad, Brooklyn. New Jersey should have stayed in New Jersey, though. But I'm taking the Brooklyn Nets to defeat the Boston Celtics and move on to round 2. Next on the docket is the Milwaukee Bucks taking on the Miami Heat. Rematch from last year. Revenge series for the Bucks, maybe. I'm taking the Milwaukee Bucks to get the job done and defeat the Miami Heat and move on to round 2. Next on the docket is the 4th seed taking on the... Who are you taking? Taking on the New York Knicks are taking on the Atlanta Hawks. Woo, man, I don't have nothing against any of these teams. I don't have no biasness. But I'm going to go ahead and take the New York Knicks to get it done, to continue to shock the world. Because remember, when he first started the NBA season, nobody thought the Knicks were going to make it to the playoffs. Keep it real. Keep it real, Knicks fans. I mean, you always had the hope, because you always hope in a brand new season, you want your team to make it to the playoffs. But who really realized that they'll make it to the playoffs? Shout out, New York Knicks. I believe they're going to win and beat the Atlanta Hawks and move on to round 2. So there you go. Those are all the series going down in the Eastern Conference. Once again, I'm taking the Washington Wizards upset alert. I'm taking the Brooklyn Nets. I'm taking the Milwaukee Bucks. And I'm taking the New York Knicks to move on to round 2 of the Eastern Conference final. The Eastern Conference of the NBA playoffs. All right, let's go to the Western Conference round 1 picks. Let's hope you can do it. You know who it is? It's who is it? Utah Jazz taking on who? The Memphis Grizzlies. Upset alert once again. I'm taking Ja Morant and the Memphis Grizzlies to defeat the Utah Jazz and shock the world and move on to round 2, baby. I don't care when it could go all the way to game 7. They can do it in 6. Hell, they can do it in 5. But I believe that the Memphis Grizzlies are going to shock the world. So that's who I'm taking. Grizzlies over the Utah Jazz. Next on the docket is number 2 seed Phoenix Suns taking on the Los Angeles Lakers. As a Lakers fan as well, I have 3 teams in the NBA. The Los Angeles Lakers, the Toronto Raptors, and the Washington Wizards. Those are my teams I root for. Those are the teams I'm going to be biased against all the time. I'm taking the Los Angeles Lakers to defeat the Phoenix Suns. Sorry, Chris Paul, not this time. Devin Booker, maybe next year. Lakers will win and move on to round 2. Next in the West, I believe it's the Portland Trailblazers taking on the Denver Nuggets. Yeah, that's the 3. No, my bad. Sorry. Yeah, that's the series 2. Portland taking on Denver. I'm taking the Portland Trailblazers to defeat the Denver Nuggets and move on to round 2. And the last but not least, the last series I remember is the Dallas Mavericks taking on the Los Angeles Clippers. Get these Clippers out of here. Sorry. Not this year, Kawhi. Not this year, Paul George. Bye. I'm taking the Dallas Mavericks to upset the Los Angeles Clippers and move on to round 2. It's going to be an upset. You know, the Clippers are on edge. They have to get to at least the Western Conference Finals, at least, to make it a decent season. Kawhi is going to be a free agent, I believe, next year. So who knows what's going to happen. I'm taking them Dallas Mavericks to upset and defeat the Los Angeles Clippers and move on to round 2. So there you go, guys. There's my NBA round 1 picks for the 2021 playoffs. Again, the Eastern Conference, I'm taking the Wizards. I'm taking the Nets, I'm taking the Bucks, and I'm taking the Knicks. And in the Western Conference, once again, I am taking the upset alert Grizzlies, I'm taking the Lakers, I'm taking the Trailblazers, and I'm taking the Dallas Mavericks. All to move to round 2 of the NBA playoffs, baby. So there you go, guys. I'll get this uploaded as soon as I can. As always, thank you for exploring the arena we call life. Your homie, Arenavincent, Vincent365 Production. Check the link. Podcast is down there. Check it out. If you're not a visual person, you're an audio person, my picks are in the podcast form as well, baby. Until next time, peace.